If curiosity killed the cat, then that cat should have learned how to duplicate keys. Lizzy waited until Ethan's taillights disappeared down the road. Ethan always acted like he was some kind of mastermind. Every time he locked that basement door, he looked so proud of himself, as if he'd just secured a military bunker instead of a room underneath his mom's house. What Ethan didn't know was that 3 weeks ago, she'd taken the key from his jacket while he was showering for exactly 12 minutes and 40 seconds. Not stolen, borrowed. Biked across town to the hardware store, paid $6 for a duplicate, and returned it before he even noticed it was gone. It was probably the smartest thing she'd ever done. Now, with Ethan finally gone, Lizzy slipped downstairs and stood in front of the basement door. For months, she wanted to know what was down there. Ever since Ethan had suddenly dropped out of college and moved back home, he'd practically claimed the basement as his kingdom. Nobody knew why he came back, why he wasn't going to study anymore. Every time Mom tried asking, Ethan gave answers so short, they sounded unfinished. So, are you ever going back? No. That's your whole answer? It was a complete sentence. Wow, college really taught him communication skills. Things only got stranger after that. The basement became off-limits. The door stayed locked. Ethan spent almost all his time down there. Some nights, Lizzy would hear noises beneath her bedroom floor long after midnight. Other times, strange packages would arrive and Ethan would rush them downstairs before anyone could ask questions. Whenever she questioned him, he acted like she was the problem. What do you even do down there? Stuff. That's suspicious. Everything sounds suspicious when you say it like that. What kind of stuff? The kind of stuff that doesn't involve you? The worst part was the money. Ethan didn't have a job. Yet somehow expensive monitors kept appearing. New equipment kept arriving. One day, Lizzy spotted a massive curved monitor. He was carrying it downstairs. Where did you get that monitor? Bought it. Mom bought it for you? No, not Mom. With my own money. The more secretive he became, the more determined she became to figure him out. One day, I'm going to find out what you're doing. One day, you're going to mind your business. Now finally, her chance had arrived. Lizzy slid the duplicate key into the lock. The deadbolt opened. She opened the door. The basement lights flickered on. At first glance, it looked more like a tech startup than a basement. Multiple monitors glowed across a long desk. Expensive electronics sat neatly organized. Several metal cabinets lined one wall, each one locked. Cables ran everywhere. And sitting at the center of it all was Ethan's laptop. Okay, either my brother is secretly rich or he's Batman. dropped into his chair and immediately started digging through the laptop. It didn't take long. A few clicks later, she found one of his banking accounts. There is no way. Thousands upon thousands of dollars sat in the account. Ethan has more money than Mom. He has more money than Dad. Lizzy leaned back in the chair. This was ridiculous. Her brother had spent months acting superior, months treating her like an annoyance, months refusing to explain anything, and now she was looking at enough money to buy every birthday present he'd ever forgotten to get her. You know what? She opened a shopping website. Maybe sharing is caring, and maybe today Ethan learns to care. A brand new tablet. She added it to the cart. Ethan's credit card information was already saved. Perfect. He won't even notice. Actually, he'll definitely notice. But that's future Lizzy's problem. The second Lizzy clicked the purchase button, a tiny green light appeared above the laptop screen. Oh no. Every ounce of confidence immediately left her body. The webcam. And suddenly, Ethan's voice came crashing back into her memory. Months ago, after catching her trying to snoop through his things, he'd sat her down and explained exactly why she should never touch his computer. The BBI sees everything. Everything? Everything. At the time, she thought he was exaggerating. Now she wasn't so sure, because what other explanation was there? The moment she committed fraud, the camera turned on. The exact moment. That was federal timing, government timing, BBI timing. I'm going to federal jail for a tablet. Without thinking, she slammed the laptop shut. Then survival instincts took over. Destroy the evidence. Lizzy reopened the laptop just enough to see the screen and frantically started clicking through pages. Maybe she could undo the order. Maybe she could cancel the payment. Maybe she could somehow convince the government she'd been hacked by herself. Her fingers flew across the keyboard. She closed tabs, deleted searches, removed pages, erased everything she could find. 5 minutes later, convinced she'd either fixed everything or made it significantly worse, she carefully placed everything exactly where she found it. The laptop, the chair, the mouse. She stepped outside and locked the door. I never want to see this basement again. She slipped the duplicate key back into her pocket and hurried upstairs. For the next 20 minutes, she sat in the living room trying to act normal. Unfortunately, she had no idea how normal people acted after committing crimes. Every sound made her jump. Every car outside made her nervous. Every notification on her phone felt threatening. Then she noticed movement through the front window. A delivery guy was walking up the driveway. He was smiling. That was suspicious. Nobody smiles that much. The delivery guy reached the porch. That's government training. He eventually left, but Lizzy wasn't convinced. She spent the next 10 minutes staring out the blinds. Then, the internet stopped working. A loading wheel appeared on her phone. No, they're in the Wi-Fi. The BBI had entered the network. That was probably step 1 before an arrest. Step 2 was surrounding the house, which was exactly why she panicked when a dark SUV slowly rolled down the street. Why are they driving slowly? Because they're gathering evidence. Then came the sirens. Please be a fire. Please be literally any crime except mine. By now, she was pacing in circles around the living room. Her entire future flashed before her eyes. College? Gone. Career? Gone. Marriage? Gone. Retirement? Definitely gone. All because she wanted a tablet? The siren seemed impossibly close now. That was when she made her decision. Running would only make things worse. The BBI respected on it. She picked up her phone and dialed 911. 911, what's your emergency? I've committed crimes. What kind of crimes? Financial crimes. How much money? Lizzy kept talking, trying to help, trying to cooperate, trying to make her inevitable arrest as smooth as possible. The front door opened just as Lizzy was pacing across the living room for what felt like the 1000th time. Ethan stepped inside, carrying a drink and a takeout bag. The second he saw her, he stopped. Lizzy looked terrible. Her eyes were red. Her face was pale. Why do you look like you've seen a ghost? Worse. Okay, what happened? I made mistakes. Were you in my room? Maybe. Did you touch my laptop? Define touch. Lizzy. Okay, yes. Before he could ask another question, Lizzy completely exploded. Everything came out at once. I went downstairs, I used your laptop, I used your credit card, the BBI saw me, I called the police. You what? Which part? Before either of them could continue, the doorbell rang. They're here. Both the siblings ran down to the kitchen. Mom looked at them. Who's that? Justice. What? The doorbell rang again. Can someone please explain what's happening before I develop a headache? Ethan felt his chest tighten. For a brief moment, he wondered if somehow everything had fallen apart. Then Mom opened the door. 2 police officers stood outside. One officer glanced down at a notepad. Good evening, ma'am. We've received a call involving possible fraud. Mom slowly turned around. What did you do? Lizzy immediately started crying. The officer stepped inside while Mom pulled out her phone. She opened her banking app, checked recent purchases. Lizzy, Why is there a $200 Taylor Quick concert ticket on my card? Lizzy completely broke. She confessed everything. The concert tickets from a month ago, the confidence that built after that, the basement, the duplicate key, the revenge on her brother, the laptop, credit card, webcam, the BBI. By the end of it, one of the officers looked like he was fighting for his life. How much did you spend? $4.99? And you thought the BBI was coming? That's a lot of money. Not the BBI's concern. The second officer turned away and pretended to study the wall. Nobody is hunting you. Really? Then he's a liar. What did you tell her? In my defense, wrong opening. A few minutes later, after confirming that nobody was being investigated by federal agencies over a tablet purchase, they left. The front door closed. Mom pointed toward the stairs. Room now. Lizzy shuffled upstairs, grounded and humiliated. Then she looked at Ethan. Now who told her that stupid BBI lie? She called the police over to the house. I was trying to keep her out of my stuff. Clearly not. Mom shook her head and disappeared upstairs. Hours later, everyone was asleep. Ethan returned to the basement, then grabbed a large shelf against the wall. The shelf moved. A concealed doorway appeared behind it. The hidden room beyond looked nothing like the basement Lizzy had searched. Ethan had been the golden child of the family, the one everyone expected to succeed. His parents had spent years saving money to send him to college. Everyone expected him to graduate, get a career, build a future. Instead, college made him angry. He watched students drown in debt. He watched people spend fortunes chasing degrees with no guarantee of success. The whole thing felt like a scam, a very expensive scam. So, Ethan started looking elsewhere. He researched people who became successful without college. Dropouts, entrepreneurs, millionaires, billionaires. The more he looked, the more convinced he became a degree wasn't necessary. Money was. Opportunity was. Eventually, that search led him toward people he should have avoided. People operating in places normal people never visited. They showed him the hidden marketplace. At first he watched, then he learned and participated. The money came in fast. And eventually he dropped out and returned home. His parents were disappointed, but supportive as always. They never asked too many questions. And Ethan quickly realized he'd found the perfect hiding place. Who would ever suspect criminal activity operating beneath the basement of a respected family in a quite small town? So, he built his operation. The only real problem had always been Lizzy, his endlessly curious little sister, the girl who snooped through everything and could never mind her own business. So, he invented the BBI story years ago. He told her they monitored webcams and watched suspicious internet activity. Lizzy had believed every word. He thought it would keep her away forever. Instead, she broke in to the basement, used his laptop and his credit card. For a stupid tablet, a stupid webcam light, and a stupid sister. He looked toward the basement stairs and slowly shook his head. Better to just buy those stupid Taylor quick tickets on a tablet.
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.